My name is Daniel Branco. I'm a neurologist and neuroscientist who has spent a lifetime pursuing a deeper understanding of consciousness. And this is a conversation about the high consciousness leader. I'm going to start with a provoking question. Who is the most likely person to hurt someone? Think of any person. Take yourself, for example. Who's the person most capable of hurting you? Most capable and most likely? Take a guess. Well, from the perspective of the high consciousness philosophy, the answer is yourself. It actually goes deeper. You are the only person capable of hurting yourself. Not the most likely, the only person. But this is a philosophy that we will explore in further detail in future videos. For now, I'm being a little more pragmatic. So, who do you think? Well, the people most likely and most capable of hurting someone are usually their partners. That is true of domestic violence, and it is also true of business partners. Every company is a partnership. Partnerships can come in many different flavors and forms, but fundamentally, companies are formed by people collectives. And invariably, some people in the partnership will have a stronger hand than others. In the domestic violence context, it is usually the man who has the stronger hand by simply being physically more powerful. In the business context, all it takes is being above someone else in the corporate ladder. And the ladder goes all the way up to the CEO and beyond. Above the CEO are the investors. So, who's most likely to hurt a company? For the same logic, it is the CEO and ultimately its own investors. It's not that men, CEO, and investors are intrinsically bad people. They just happen to be in a position that gives them the opportunity to cause the most harm. But they also are in the position where they can cause the most benefit. In many ways, company's leadership is the lifeline of a company. Just like captains are supposed to be the last ones to jump out of the boat, the same holds or should hold for corporate leadership. When it comes to startups, for example, the company is usually the creation of leadership in the first place. And not uncommonly, the CEO is also the founder who brought the company into existence. So there you have it. The one with the stronger hand is the one capable of causing the most harm, but also the one capable of causing the most benefit. But is that true? Is it true that in a couple, the man is the one that can bring the most benefit? I don't think so. I don't think it is the woman either. The most benefit in a partnership is achieved by the partnership itself. It is achieved by the resonance, two or more people acting towards a common goal. Same with corporations. A healthy company is that where the culture and the environment are such that the most benefit is achieved not just by direct action of leadership or even by the sum of the individual actions of everyone, but by the resonance of the actions and constructive attitude of multiple people acting towards the same goal. I say resonance because partnerships work well when the participating persons are in the same vibe or mindset. It's not really about the type of vibe. Some companies are devoted to the common good or society at large, while others are devoted to its own benefit. Regardless of which is the case, the most benefit for society, the company itself, or both, will be achieved by partnerships whose members are of the same vibe or spirit. As a side note, it is interesting to know that diversity can bring great benefits to a partnership, but only to the extent it doesn't create dissonance. But that's a subject for another time and another video. Back to who can create the most benefit and the most harm in a partnership. We live in a curious world because the most benefit tends to be achieved by the collective, the partnership itself, while the most harm tends to be perpetrated by individuals. In a sense, that's like disease. When healthy, all of the cells of the body harmoniously orchestrate beneficial state for the body occupant, which is you. In disease, only a small percentage of the cells need to be out of resonance for the whole body to collapse. And that's because we live in an entropic world, a world where it's much more difficult to build than it is to destroy. Our physical world is different than the world of consciousness. In consciousness, there are no limits. Anything you can imagine is immediately created, instantaneously. You think it, and reality is already there. Thought is not created, thought is the source of creation itself. It has fundamental existence. In a realm where absolutely everything is possible, thought is the direct manifestation of all those potentialities. Reality in consciousness is the opposite of entropic. For consciousness, creation is part of its nature. Creating and expanding is what consciousness naturally does. For consciousness, there's no decaying into inexistence. It is impossible for consciousness not to exist and not to constantly create reality instantaneously. Just as we in physical form struggle to build and to exist, for consciousness, it's the opposite. It struggles to destroy and to not exist. And that's why many spiritual schools of thought say that the physical world, with all of its entropy and all of the struggle and difficulty that comes with it, is the creation of a limitless consciousness that needs to emulate constraint. Because because consciousness can do and be absolutely anything it thinks up. It can also build its own limitations to expand the repertoire of experiences it can live. In other words, our world was made for purposefully challenging and hard. So consciousness with unlimited capacity for creation could also experience limitation. Now back to partnerships. What is a partnership after all? Partnerships are imaginary or invented constructs of consciousness that manifest in physical reality. Like everything else in physical reality, partnerships require much more effort to build than to destroy. Destroying is easy, building is a different story. No visionary founder or CEO can build a company in a vacuum. They need resonance with the world. They need to build that resonance with employees, with collaborators, with investors, and ultimately with the market itself. The more resonance, the easier it gets to build. And again, who is most prone to destroy that construction? It is its own creators. After all, every creation comes from the imagination of its creators. And because we live in a world where, by its own nature, destroying is easier than creating, those who have immense constructive power have even bigger destructive power. So, what is the role of a company's leadership? It is actually quite simple. It's identifying and promoting resonance because resonance makes building easier. Essentially, leadership is all about using people's own motivation to achieve a common goal. You want to use their inherent abilities as creator to help you manifest your vision. In a partnership, everyone involved contributes to manifesting a reality. The leadership's job is to make sure that those realities each individual is manifesting converge to a common and bigger manifestation, a stronger reality. And that one, the reality that is more resilient to being dismantled by entropy. A common reality manifested by many at the consciousness level is more likely to materialize in physicality. And that's achieved by enhancing resonance among the participants. How to optimize resonance in your endeavor and in your life, and how to prevent you and others from destroying it will be the subject of many more videos to come, where we'll discuss how to use high consciousness ideas to build the reality you want in physicality, that is, in the physical world. If you like this subject and would want to be better prepared to debate these and other videos in this channel, check out my book, Spirituality, Spiritual Initiation for Rational. And if you'd like to keep exploring these ideas and watching more videos on them, please give us a like and subscribe. We are a very young channel and your support is much appreciated. Let's improve the experience of life for everyone on this planet. Together, see you.